Hey, I'm D'Angela.
And I'm David, and we're work spouses. Yep, you heard it right, but not the type that you're thinking of.
We realize you spend more time with people at work than you do with the people you love most.
We're going to discuss the interactions such as the games played at work, building the right and avoiding the wrong relationships. D'Angela and I, we're currently work spouses.
Join us each week as we testify, help, and complain about work in corporate America. Welcome back, coworkers. It is and has been a long week.
It has been a long week. You can see it in my eyes.
I can see it in your eyes. Mm-hmm. It's glistening.
Glistening.
Okay. So let's get started.
Yes.
Cocktail of the day is a Paloma. Have you heard of that before? Because you look so confused. You look so confused. So a Paloma is the quintessential tequila cocktail. I can't believe you've never had a Paloma before.
There's some colors I never heard of. So yeah. There's
Paloma, color? I don't think Paloma means the color.
Saying there's a lot of things I've never heard of.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
So, what's in this cocktail, which is very simple? This is a 4-ingredient Paloma cocktail.
Okay.
So this is 3-ounce grapefruit juice, fresh.
Like grapefruit.
I'll say good because I freshly squeezed this before we got here. Mm-hmm.
So
this is fresh. I went to the grocery store, got the and did all that.
So did you wash your hands before you did? 'Cause you know
no,
that
of course
virus
not.
Is going around.
I've put all. I've touched my face and then everything else, and then I squeezed it.
Okay.
And then there's lime juice.
Okay.
Tequila, 3-ounce tequila, 3-ounce grapefruit juice, 1-ounce lime juice. Shake without ice so that you won't dilute the flavor. And then you have a huge ice cube in your glass. And then we're going to top with a little bit of mineral water, AKA known as sparkling. Okay. So, but I doubled everything because that's for one drink. So this drink might be a little, I'll pour you first since you're there. Because you always say I give you too much. Yeah. Is that enough, David?
Yeah, that's enough.
And anyone else who would like some. You do not have enough in there. And then we're going to top you off with a little bit of mineral water. But do you want to try it first?
No, I already know it's going to be nasty, so that's fine.
Oh.
I mean, not the drink, the mineral.
Well, then try that then. Okay. You might like it without it. What? No? What do you think?
You can do a little bit more. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Is it strong?
Let me try it again.
Wait, cheers.
Okay.
I think the mineral water diluted a little bit.
Yeah, you can't put too much of it.
Yeah. I need some more cocktail. It says not to use ice, but I feel like we need the chill. You know what I mean?
You do need the chill. You don't want it to be warm.
Yeah.
No.
But they said don't shake it with the because you know why? It calls for a lot of ice. So it's like a drink with like ice in it. Yeah. Okay.
I can see it being like an icy drink, like a slushy type.
Yeah, see the thing is like, you're supposed to have like with a cup of ice. Our cups are so large. But yes, let's move right along into today's topic. And it's Women's History Month. Yay, yay, yay.
I love me some women.
Ooh, tell us.
Yeah. I love girls.
Okay, Jay-Z. So I have a question, David. Yes. I'm going to start out by asking you, if you can choose to be a man or a woman, who would you choose to be?
Still a man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because James Brown said it's a man's world.
That's not the excuse that I was looking for.
No, because, I like the features of a man, I understand people, all men are not the same, all women are not the same, and things like that.
Right.
But I like being a man's man. I like being dirty, being nasty, just being aggressive, just.
Oh, the aggression that comes with being a man.
Just.
Well, that's presumptuous. Not all men are aggressive.
Not saying women don't have strength, but just the strength and just the brute of a man, and
okay.
And then also it's just I would rather be the hunter than be hunted.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot to it. But then also, I mean, it's not can be based on strength and things like that, and not just all physical attributes, but some of it is, even if you think about, just the romantic side of it. It's like I'd rather be, and that's probably because my mind is set on women, so it's like I'd rather be touching something soft and smooth and things like that, because I just haven't drifted to to think of
I didn't think
something
about
else.
the physicality of it all. I didn't think like, I'd rather be touching on a man versus a woman. I thought about other things.
Yeah. Do men still have advantage in a lot of things? I think so.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our makeup of dominations and career fields and things like that. Like, women are just only breaking barriers, if you want to be completely honest. I mean, women are in those, in different aspects and industries, but we're really just breaking barriers within the past few years, less than a decade. So, well, I chose a man.
You chose a man? Okay.
I chose a man.
Okay. Interesting.
Because don't shake your head.
That's good luck.
I chose a man because I want to know what it's like to be a man.
Okay.
I mean, and it's no different than if I wanted to know what it's like to be a white man in America too. So
okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I would be what type of ethnic background man I would be.
Right.
Because I understand the black male's experience from the black woman's experience, but not as a man.
I mean, I would do if I could do some
another ethnic
changing in ethnics, for a period of time, I'll do
another man,
5 different races.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a week at a time.
A week at a time? No, I think I need longer.
I want to be.
I want to be that person for a year.
A year?
Yeah, all seasons. Our seasons anyway.
That's about,
because our seasons, we go through all seasons. So it's like, what it's like to experience that.
Okay.
But then that's kind of not fair, because then you don't go through the entirety of it. Like, you don't get to see marriage or kids as that male.
Right, and just really the treatment even from childhood.
Right, the upbringing, the background. Wow.
Right, yeah. So
I didn't think about that
so
until now.
You might have to do a full lifetime, like 30 years each, and each. The
span of getting married, going to college, dating, blah blah blah. Like, okay, interesting.
Any other reason why you want to be a man?
So many of the things that you mentioned outside of the physicality things, of course, I didn't look like, I want to be rubbing on a woman. I don't care about that. And that was the last thing that I was thinking about. It's more so just to see what it's like to be a part of the boys club, see how the boys operate in a way where I'm one of the boys versus you're not really the boy, so you're still kind of even if you have male friends. And I'm not saying they can't be honest with you, because I feel like you're pretty honest with me, but I just feel like there's a different atmosphere, how girl code is.
Correct.
So I would like to see that. The physicality things, of course, that'll be a plus, but just even how to see the aspect of different women, to have that perspective of dating different women or the things that they think, do, say.
Do you think you'd be an honest man, or you'd be a player? And
I think it would be within stages of my life.
Okay.
So I think in the beginning, I'll be a little player. And then but I will be only a player to those girls who threw themselves at me. See, I would be honest and different with the different type of women. I would decipher between the personalities.
Do you think men do that right now?
Not all. I think some do.
Okay.
I think some just kind of play it because they have the opportunity to do so, because they feel like they're a man. But I would think I also, as a man, I would be a person who wants to kind of show I'm good at this. I can treat you real good, blah, blah, blah. But I want to see what you made of. In a sense. As a woman, I would want to see not that you do more, but I would want to court you and date you and show you that you can have this type of man, but I want to see how you respond to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense or not, but just kind of see
you want to see just the interaction and just
how you'll take to me.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you will have game?
I think I would have. I have game now, right. So I think I would definitely have game as a man. I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm not saying I have like the best game, but I think I have like a little bit.
Gotcha.
So I don't think for me it'll be about like playing women. Like I think I would remain single or let them know like, hey, I like you, or hey, I ain't feeling you like that. You know, not like this, but in a way where I'm letting them know and drawing the line so they won't feel led on.
Would you approach your career differently? Like,
Yeah.
would you be doing a different? What career would you do?
I'll
as a
probably
man?
be like an engineer, travel, like have a travel job or something like that.
Okay.
Like I'll live a different lifestyle for sure. Like, yeah, I will hang out. Cause then I would think I wouldn't cook nothing. I would probably have a chef.
So, what?
I'm just thinking about my lifestyle. It would just be like, I would live the life because you as a man don't seem to have the same thoughts and responsibilities as a woman.
You
like,
think?
You don't have the same thoughts and process of your future as a woman does. Because from birth, a woman is taught to take care of someone. Men not necessarily.
So, do you think men have? Okay, well, I think we all have just different responsibilities over.
So what I mean by take care of someone is like we are gifted with baby dolls. And we are to take care of the baby doll, nurture the baby doll. Like even at a young age, you like soothe the baby doll, even though it's not a human.
Right.
You're not taught those things as a guy.
But I think we may come with other instincts, like protective instincts.
Yeah, for sure. But that's all again in how your upbringing and raised. You know, you've been raised, of course. But I would like to know what it feels like to not have that burden.
I think, I don't know. I think it's probably just a different burden. I do think, when it comes to the household, women have, a heavier burden.
Yeah. Women have in a household. So you do think that women have a
heavier. It's just a different burden, but it's in terms of the household and domestic. Women have a heavier burden.
I agree.
Yeah, because even with me and my wife, it's like I could be in the room.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is in the room, but the kids, I'm gonna ask mom first, pull on mom,
exactly.
So that's that adds up.
So why do you exactly? Yeah. So my point is because she's looked upon as that person from birth.
Oh yeah.
So you go to that person for those reasons.
It's a different bonding for a kid. Yeah.
Yes, and it's because we're taught those things at such a young age. Like we don't have the ability to kind of be like. Not this. Even when you are a teenager or a preteen, you're told you got to do this. Women have a lot more things going on with their body at such a young age. So we're taught how to take care of those things. You all just kind of like grow up and like, whatever, I'm good. Like until you're like, I don't know when. Like you don't have as much to be responsible for. You're not taught you have to act a certain way. You have to be presented this way. Like you can kind of be wild and free for a very long time than a woman.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The only difference is I think society some women are being taught to be independent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I think men are taught to be more independent than women are.
Men are taught to be more.
They have like. Yeah, I think it's more natural, for the man to move out first.
Okay.
Because a lot of women, they might go from their parents' house to their husband's house. Men might have to do a roommate stop and things like that. Get a job sooner, earlier.
I think that's culturally is different amongst different cultures. Not all cultures are presented in the same way as far as moving out, going to.
Absolutely, yeah.
I feel like when you're I'm speaking from the black experience, you're not taught to like move out and go move with a man or get married necessarily. I mean, of course, your family wants you happy and married, most of the time. But that's not what I was taught. I was taught to like go to school, be able to make your own money, be able to have your own job, your own this. So I ain't taught somebody gonna take care of you.
Right. But I think that is more that is being taught more. Mm-hmm. But I would say that there's more women on the couch and men at work, but I don't know. There's a lot of guys on the couch.
I'm
too.
about to say,
Yeah.
And it's in the stats.
Yeah.
They're saying more women are dominating career fields. Like there are more women being hired, more in.
Yeah, it's tricky because then you go into more men in prison, so that's why they're not. But then when they get out of prison, they can't get good jobs.
But that's more black men in prison.
It's like, it
it's not a lot of others in prison.
There's some Hispanics and a lot of Hispanic. Well, at least California.
Okay, but I think that what dominate the prisons are African American men.
Yeah.
More
so
than
then
any.
therefore, they get out, they have felonies, so then, they're not getting good jobs, or they're not getting jobs right away. So then, therefore, that does impact who's at home on the couch, who's watching the kids, and who's at work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we're talking about women, and I'm a fan of women, and we talk about History Month.
Yeah, women.
I don't know if I knew that there was a
until I told you.
Yeah. So we go from Black History straight to Women's
History Month. Do you know why? You know how we got here?
I looked it up, but I just thought somebody made it up, just like we make up everything.
You thought really somebody made this up?
Yeah, I mean, it's like people make up all kind of stuff. But like, in the last couple of years, like, today is National Donut Day.
Well, those are different. Like Donut Day
you gotta
is like
eat a donut.
But we're talking about Women's History Month. Like that's something significant. A Donut Day, nobody cares about.
I think I do remember
something like this.
Something going on,
okay, but not fully.
Maybe I thought it was just a day because I know March 8th is the day.
That's International Women's Day.
Yeah, but yes. I don't remember the women getting a full month.
Yeah, we get the whole month, babes. We get the whole month, work spouse. Then International Women's Day is on the 8th. So a little knowledge about that.
Oh, I felt that in my throat.
You felt that? That's that grapefruit.
Yeah.
You may want to add some more mineral water.
Yeah, like.
You okay over there? David, you can't handle it.
Yeah.
You said you like grapefruit too, so that means I hit it out the park. I can always add a little bit more grapefruit to your drink.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so give us the history.
So the history is that it was initially observed in 1911 in the U.S., UK, and Australia. Mm-hmm. And then in March provided a little history because of coincidence, because it used to be a week in the month of March.
Okay, right.
Then it became a month because people would lobby and do all these other formal observation things of women's rights and et cetera in this month. So Jimmy Carter designed the first official National Women's History Week, and then it changed into a month. That's all I know.
And then why did they move Mother's Day to
May?
To May.
When we
I
get
guess
there,
it's not about mothers.
When we get there,
it's about women.
We'll figure out why. When we get to May,
Okay.
That's your homework for May. So you already know your homework assignment for May.
Gotcha.
As a man.
What is the greatest part about a woman? Like, what do you think is like the greatest?
The greatest thing about being a woman? Yeah. That's a good question. I think if you use your resources correctly.
I mean, you really can't. I mean,
I think you can benefit quite a bit from being a woman. All honesty though, I really think it's amazing to be us as women because we're just one of a kind. We can do twice as much and we're not considered the stronger species in overall physicality because of our mental capacity. Think about that.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
We can take on twice as much mentally than a man can. You can't tell me otherwise.
I mean, I would say yes.
You gotta say yes.
Yeah, I would say yes because there are some. I'm not gonna say weak men, but fragile men out there.
And why do you think that's so?
Probably just it's not just raising. I think it could be sharing information and being in tune with themselves and things like that. Like, let's say where I'm trying to go is, okay, so you're talking about mental strength and mental toughness, things like that.
Because I'm only saying it because of how you describe being a man and
right.
So
I mean, there are some men who are mentally tough and they can persevere, but I would think the average man, like when it gets too much, they may break.
Oh yeah, they'll tap out much sooner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think they have the capacity to handle what we women handle.
Yeah, they may not. Yeah, are just. I'm not gonna say the training. I feel like I can handle a lot mentally. Well, I know I can.
I think you can as well. Given that I know you,
Yeah.
I honestly think you are, a great example of like mentally like handling things as a guy.
Yeah.
It's not too many guys that I come in contact with that can handle a lot of mental things and take on a lot of stresses. I mean, you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
But like you have, your kids are not all by the same woman. So I feel like that in itself, how you manage that, most men can't manage that. Why I think there's a lot of relationships and mixed and blended families that don't have good. You said you in training.
I said there's a training book. I train you.
You got a training book? I think you should write a book about that. I really do, because I think that's a need in America because we're in a culture now where blended families is not a taboo anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's more of a prominent thing that's in like almost every 1 and 2 households. I don't even want to say 1 and 3.
And I think temperament has a lot to do with your mental capacity and energy and how you approach things.
You're right.
And I think, a woman might be more sound, like when she gets a curveball, and man could just sock a wall and do things just physically because that's how they want to express what's coming their way. It's like,
yes, the aggression, like you mentioned.
Right.
So the aggression that you mentioned is something that I find not so much attractive all the time, because a temper will have me find out the door quicker than anything else. A man with a serious temper, because the temper is nothing to rationalize with. Like there's no rational behavior. There's no like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to actually have a conversation with a person who has a temper, who will not listen to what you're saying or even make the adjustments or understanding that if you're having a conversation with them, is a critique to help them and better them, not to diminish them or, demean them or belittle, The temper thing is, I can't handle that. I can handle a man with a temper. That's not something like, we're not saying have a temper if I'm cursing you out, like, or I'm being disrespectful to you. I'm saying like just in temper, like you just fly off the handle every time something. No.
It's like your temper flares up, then all reasonableness just.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a great way. Yes.
Yeah, and that's
perfectly.
And that's what. Yeah, I have issues with that too, and because there are women like that too. But I can see that being more of a masculine type approach and things like that.
So, what do you admire about women? Like, given that you said we have that, so now I'm interested in knowing, what do you admire about us as a species? Outside of the don't give me we can bear kids and because men could not handle that at all, and that's a pain tolerance. So it's interesting when you talk about the physicality. Women we bear humans. I mean, let's just be clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that can't be overstated.
Overstated?
I mean, that cannot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that can't.
I was like, excuse me.
Because or underestimated, whatever. Because you're carrying it for a long. It's not just about the childbirth. It's about the uncomfortableness for months.
Oh yeah.
I think sometimes when we think about childbearing, we just think about that labor and the pain, and but it's not just that. It's just that you're sleeping on your certain ways for months.
Your whole body is deformed.
Your whole body's deformed, right? Yeah, I understand. Black women, they have, they're trained to sleep a certain way because when they get their hair done, they don't want to mess it up. So they might have
we've been
early
in training all our lives.
Yeah, they might have early training, but it's still difficult when it's now your stomach,
a whole belly,
and that you can't.
My gosh.
Yeah. So
you can't sleep on your stomach for quite a few months.
Yeah. So, but what I admire, it is strength that I admire.
But it's not strength like you are, basically, from what you were describing.
It's not the same strength. Like, I'm trying to think of something that's across the board that all women might possess. I mean, that's kind of.
I see.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Well, then maybe we shouldn't take it there. Maybe we should get it down to a lower level because that'll be hard to do because that's a generalization. Of women that maybe you have not met and do not know. Because your perspective is different because you're married. And then you can say it amongst because you've been married before. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I guess it could, but yeah, I don't want to generalize.
Yeah, you should. I think it more should be your experience.
The women that I have came across, how about that?
Yes,
Yeah, the women I have came across, most of them are not, well, I wouldn't say they're not complacent.
Oh, they're like go-getters or something
yeah,
like that? Okay.
I mean, I do admire that.
Okay, so you admire a woman with drive.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you like driven, ambitious,
yes,
goal-oriented women?
yes.
Like that's what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because most men get intimidated by that. As you know today, most men are intimidated by by women who are driven, ambitious, just as they are. It's almost they look for the woman to, because if you are that type of woman, from my experience, I'm speaking from my experience base, you are considered too much of a threat. Because they feel like, where am I needed in your life if you are just as driven or ambitious and a go-getter as myself? And I think that's interesting to me because I was like, wouldn't you want someone who's just as driven and equally yoked as you? Why would you want someone who's less than or?
Yeah, I think it's embracing. You have to embrace that part of if you come across an independent woman, embracing that. Hey, they may not need you in the same capacity your last relationship needed you.
Right. Yes, that part.
And kind of separate yourself from what you thought a woman is today, or
generalization.
Generalizing a woman. So, but I can see it being tricky in terms of
how so?
Men, just finding not finding their value in a relationship.
Oh.
Because they think that their value may be attached to their wallet, and if their wallet's not needed, then it's like, okay, well, there's other things you could slang.
Yes.
And that's valuable. I mean, being honest.
I mean,
that's
so
valuable.
it's the validation that you have for yourself or that you seek, because that's what it sounds like you're describing. Like, if you need validation in certain areas, you're going to hope that a woman hope that a woman does not step that validation
but then also, I would think, and I could be wrong, but the more the woman brings to the table, in my opinion, the more voice she has.
Oh. Okay.
So if she's bringing a lot to the table, then that's diminishing, is shifting the voice. Like, no, we're going to do that. No, we're going to do this because I think this
really? You don't think it's just a level of just respecting? I don't disagree.
Once trust is established, then that's out the window. But I think like in the forming stage,
interesting. Here's dating life right here, summed up.
Yeah, I think in the forming stage, but I don't know. I think there are men that embrace women.
There's
who
not
got
many
it going on, but I think there's not many because, I think like I tell you all the time, if you have it together, then you're going to expect your man to have it together. So then you're going to hold them responsible and accountable. So then now that you come across a woman whose standard is
higher than your normal,
right, then that's where there's going to be.
And when I say normal, I mean like what you had to do in the past.
Yeah, and that's where there's going to be some indifferences. So then, therefore, that goes back to the voice thing. Well, it's like now, I have to kind of listen to her concerns.
But what's wrong with that if someone's willing to help you grow, or you're able to grow as a person in this type of environment? Wouldn't you want somewhere where you can grow? But I think
when they're serious about it. But I think a lot of men are in phases where I just want to play, I just want to hang out. a light commitment. I don't want to have to.
A light commitment.
Yeah, I don't have to be accountable about my whereabouts, and I can do what I gotta do to please me totally.
I think that's just interesting. I can understand not caring about someone's standards or what she's doing, or blah blah blah. If you want a light commitment, meaning a situationship where it's just fun play and blah blah blah, but I can't understand that when you want someone serious in your life, because I would think that you would want them to be equally yoked. And if you see this person is just a go-getter and drive for you as you are, that means like, okay, I'm not heavily relied upon, because as we mentioned, men, I don't think mentally can take the capacity as a woman. So if something happens in the relationship or down the line, I need to support you, you know that I got your back. I think that should make you feel validated. This person will pick up even if I'm not the sole person providing, although I can do it.
So since we're talking about the history of women, so the history of women that has progressed. So if we just take 30 years back when I was a kid, it wasn't as many women in leadership roles at work.
Right. But I don't think that's because they didn't want to be there.
No, I don't think so. No,
okay.
It's just a matter of progression and making it to that moment and getting the opportunity.
Right.
But just like there's a shift in that women are taking a bigger platform in corporate America and on the leadership stage, there's a shift in the relationship too. They're taking more of a bigger platform and I'm not gonna say a bigger platform in relation, but it's like there's a shift where there's some men who saw their mom stay at home the whole time, and there's still some men who want their wife to do that.
Yeah, I believe that. Yep.
But then then they're meeting women who are like, no, I want to go to work. No, I'm not going to be at home with these kids. I'm going to work, and we're going to put these kids in daycare. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to have mine.
Right.
So then you have two conflicting ideologies.
Yes, you do. But that means that's not the person for you necessarily,
right.
Or you need to adjust your ideology.
Right. So then, but then there are some women who are willing to do dual roles to a certain extent. I think you're one of them. Like, you're going to get yours, be independent. Yeah, you're going to cook too, and
I was
going to
say
domestic things too, like that. But
I was going to mention, like, I wouldn't have a problem with staying at home, but I wouldn't do it indefinitely. Yeah, like staying at home indefinitely would not be a thing that will happen throughout the duration of our relationship, because what happens is this, and this is, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but what I've experienced in my dating, how you start for men, it's difficult for them to take you outside of that role. So if you're used to this person being at home all the time with these things, the adjustment will not be so difficult for you. I'm learning that when you start to make these adjustments sooner in the relationship or in the courtship, the person don't have this high level of expectation from you. They understand that they also have roles such as you do, and because we're a team, we're both tackling these roles and supporting each other. Because women sometimes, I find, feel overwhelmed a lot when they have kids, and not because they necessarily should, but I feel like sometimes they don't put their earnest on the men because they feel like, I'm the mom, I should do this. So sometimes they don't. I have friends, they have kids and they wouldn't even bother asking their kids fathers, only because they just feel like, I'm the mom, I should be able to do this. But it's like, you need some help because your mental capacity is dependent upon it. Because you feel like, I'm the mom, I'm the nurturer, I can do this, I know what this person needs. If I tell him to do it, he's not gonna understand. And I feel like that's the disadvantage that women have, because they take on so much because we're not willing to pass and say, hey, can you just help me with this part? Because we're not trying to really bother you with something that we know you're not going to do how they like it. Like, you know how like kids like, mom don't do it this way. Mom cuts this way. We take the attention, moms typically take the attention that each child needs. And dad be like, if you don't get this thing, or they're not as patient with the kids. So we just don't bother. A lot of women just don't bother asking, from what I've heard from friends who have children. So a lot of that burden goes on them. That's a lot of stress that you then, in my mind, you do not really have a partner, because going back to what you said about the roles in the household now, you don't have a person who's at home all day. And even if you did, what type of mental break is that? If you're home all day with a small child or a child that's not talking or the maturity level is different, that's not the same person, that I would have the communication with throughout the day. So you're not really looking at the mental capacity. You're just looking at the physicality of you're not working every day. You don't have to be tired about. I think that's just so misunderstood.
I think if a man had to do it, they should do it and get a different appreciation for it.
I agree.
I know there's some men in the military and their wife's in the military and their wife gets deployed, so then the man have to care for the kids for that 9-month span or 6-month deployment or whatever. I think, and I got put in that position before where I had to care for my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his mom was in the military and.
Oh.
Yes, and then I got a chance to get a full adult. Okay, yeah, it's a lot.
So your experience have taught you.
Oh yeah.
What all that entails of being home with a child full time or taking care of them more than another parent, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So then.
So that's my point.
Gives
is that
me a different appreciation.
You have the experience. Where most guys, if they've never had the experience, they don't understand the role at hand.
Yeah, but I think sometimes, there is a portion of women that I'm not gonna bother the husband, but I think a lot of it is the kids dictate kind of the pace and. They kind of, like I said, it goes back to their choosing mom. Even with my...
Well, do you think they choose mom because mom's going to pay attention to them? Because sometimes kids don't necessarily choose unless you be like, you can be the person to be like, hey, come here, let me help you, what you need. You can, as the male in the relationship, you can initiate and say, what you need? Mom's trying to take a few minutes to herself. But men don't necessarily do that if those kids don't bother because they feel they're not needed.
Let me tell you what happens. I'm gonna give you the real scoop.
Okay, tell me the real scoop.
So what happens is... even with mine. So
keep it 100.
If you breastfeed, I think this is my opinion. If you breastfeed your child, you're gonna have a different bonding with the kid from the beginning.
Yes.
Some people breastfeed up to the whole year. Some people, so that's a different bonding that the mom's gonna have with the kid. The kid's just gonna attract to the mom. But however. Let's say that same kid is 2 years old, mom's overwhelmed, dad steps up, hey, leave your mom, give her a break right now. I can feed you. I can read this book to you. No, I don't want you to feed me. I don't want you to read this book. And you can get started. No, you're going to listen. And you and the kid going back, the kid's crying, and mom's like, I don't even want to hear the crying, so let me step in and just do it. Because I don't want my kid to suffer. Right. So
I get it.
So then you get in that same routine where you bailing the husband out. But sometimes if you're taking your break, wives, just leave the house where your kid can't
do anything but rely on dad.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And so those, these are things that, of course,
but you have to put that into practice as a couple. And that's the type of partner that I want to understand.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be framed as the partner where the husband's not willing.
Well,
I think he's getting bailed out a lot.
And I think, okay, so if you're getting bailed out, tap back in and say, no, I'm your dad. Men are authoritative. Like you said, assertiveness. Be dad, assertive, authoritative. No, we're doing this. Let's go. I don't care if you cry. You gotta, sometimes kids be running the household. I know kids run the household, but you gotta sometimes be like, no, we're not having this.
And it's tricky because there's times where the kid wants me over
the mom. I've seen that too.
The kid gets scared or
especially
something like
girls.
That. And
I've seen at a certain age because mom can be more authoritative than dad. So they'll want to be with dad more because they know mom is going to be teaching them values, So, yeah. And dad is going to be loving on them and be a little bit softer and oh, no, don't do this, blah, blah. But I think it's still both partners' responsibility to take up the load even sometimes. I'm not saying that she may not come in and save the day, but sometimes we need a day saved for us too.
Let me ask you this. What thing do you want women, or what thing do you think women don't get enough credit for?
Oh, a lot. Where do I start?
Right.
Outside of stuff that I've already mentioned, as far as like the mental capacity, the strength, like I know men physically overall are known to be more stronger than us, but I just think that they can't top our strength. That doesn't consist of how much we can pick up in weight. I think we pick up in weight mentally that could crush a man's soul. And we don't, and that doesn't happen to us. So just starting out as far as just every month we have something that happens to us that we deal with for almost so long in our lives, I don't think any man can handle.
Yeah. So do you feel like women don't get enough credit? Or you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't feel like women get enough credit for that because
that's interesting. Okay.
That's not speaking for everyone because everyone has different symptoms. Everyone don't have the same, menstrual cycle and how it affects them. But over time, it changes for everyone. But the fact that we can handle that at such a young age, all well up until death, it's like crazy. And then we have to have children in the midst of that. Then we have to take care of households. Then we have to be mentally, compatible with doing all these things and then being mom. Moms keep up with a lot more. Now, I am not saying dads do not take responsibility for their kids and don't take them to, soccer practice and all these things. But I truly respect those type of dads who do that.
Right. So, one thing that I always wanted to kind of compare, and this is not off topic, but we're talking about right now. I'm going to talk about man versus woman. These are two things that I always wanted to compare.
Compare it. Let's do it.
I'm ready. But we can't.
Why?
I always wanted to physically compare a male orgasm against a woman's orgasm. See which one feels better. And I always wanted to compare.
Well, let me tell you whose feels better.
Oh.
Ours.
Right.
And let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. Our clitoris have over 8,000 nerves.
We understand that.
What? The math is simple.
Have you seen? Some men came and walk. It's like it just takes their whole.
And that goes back to my point. How
they go back to babies.
That goes back to my point of how awesome women are. That's exactly my point. No. We have more nerves in one area, and you all. But one nut can't stand.
You don't know how good that nut feel though.
I'm sure it's pleasurable just as much as it's pleasurable for us. We have a lot more nerves going on, and we can get right back up and do it all over again.
And that's why it can't be that good because the men we were wiped out.
No.
We need at least a 20-minute and a Gatorade before we can even think about it.
That's because y'all mental capacity.
Right. So
that's because y'all mental capacity is on low.
No, because they took our reserve tank. We can't even go further.
No.
Right.
I'm sorry. You
always,
can't win this.
I always said.
I want you to check out the Netflix show. What's the show? It's one of the show they explain everything about. Then they talk about the history of sex.
I think I might have seen it. And
explained.
I heard that explanation about
the woman nerves.
Yeah, I heard that. But
just because you can't get back up, just because it's more debilitating.
It's like
so let's be clear. Just because
seizures,
it's more,
all kind of things going on.
Right.
Knees. Then not just that. That's the most honest moments in our life. Like after
vulnerable, I think.
Most vulnerable. Like we'll tell you the honest truth 15 seconds afterwards. Like, do you really like me? I guess really not. I just now that I got it out the way. Now I got it out the way. I guess no.
Oh, you're saying
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to movie theater tonight.
That's if someone asks you. You mean?
Right. Yeah. Now we're honest. We're totally honest because we're no longer trying to get to that pleasure point. So now we're like, okay. Do you?
So you're saying once you reach that pleasure point with that person, and if they ask you your true intentions, it's a truth sound.
You got 15 seconds to ask us something, and we'll tell you the truth. After that, we'll go back to
This is despicable.
Okay, so then the other thing I want to compare is a woman's cycle, her menstrual, her pain versus male blue balls, and see what's.
Okay, let's be clear. These comparisons you can't compare these things because they are not comparable.
No, because you guys talk about pain.
I'm talking about pain, but this is something we go through for a lifetime almost.
I understand that.
You don't go through blue balls for a lifetime. That is something that's controlled.
But you're questioning, can a man tolerate a pain level?
You cannot.
And
They strapped up men.
A pain level.
They also strapped up men
I heard that.
to
I heard that.
cramps and show them how it feels to have these things every month. And they were like, going crazy. And we do this every month. So some blue balls that can be controlled. You ain't got to have blue balls.
You
get
don't
some lotion out. Go put on the pop on the flick.
No, you don't.
And get it together.
You don't. But if something happened, and you wasn't able to get that release,
David,
then you're in trouble.
These are really bad examples this week. I just want to let you know.
I'm trying to tell you, somebody write in. Let's talk about these.
Yes, I want to know because I don't think it's comparable. I think
especially
we both.
The orgasm is comparable.
No. The orgasms are not. We have more nerves.
You guys.
Our vagina. Listen, the vagina bends and flexes. We can have pleasure from. We can have a vaginal. We can have a vaginal. Listen.
Right,
so
okay.
We can have a vaginal or clitoris.
Orgasm, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Do you understand
that
you only can have one? And then we have over 7,000 nerves in one area. Oh my goodness!
Our
Get out
body
of
couldn't
here.
take multiple.
We need to take you back to.
I mean, even if there's times in your younger days you could keep doing it and you start shooting blanks. But I understand. But our body's not really made to have. I mean, because it's taking out so much.
And that's my point. That's why. We win.
Because it's depleting us so much. So
we are the winners.
Okay.
Women dominate these things. I mean, you think about it, we have a whole human outside of our bodies multiple times and still have pleasure again and again and again. Like, come on, get out of here. That should mess up our whole body. One child could be like, you can't do this ever again no more. You shut down. But meanwhile, we can do it over and over and over again. Come on. Nope. Sorry. Can't have that one.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't agree?
No. That's the only. If I could be a woman, I'll be it for that one moment, just so I could compare.
So now you want to be a woman?
Just to compare that. Like, okay, which one's better?
You got to make up your mind, David.
But it's hard for me to believe that the woman's is better than the guys. That's hard.
It's hard for you to believe that the woman pleasurable experience. Do you know what? No, that's the thing.
You know the effort guys go just to get to that?
I do not, because I'm not a guy. I have not went through that effort, so I do not know. But the women go through effort too, because we have to. Yeah, it don't just happen because you touch it.
No, it don't. But I mean, the fact that it's still the number one business in the world.
What do you mean? Like sex is the number one business.
Yeah. It's still. I mean, it's like
it's a bit. So,
I'm just saying that the efforts, and it's not just for the pleasure, of course. It's for lots of other things. But I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that the woman is better. But I don't know.
Okay, well, I can understand that because you're speaking from a perspective that you do not know.
Yeah.
And sorry for you.
But it's like if there's like I don't know.
I think that you're just not understanding all that we endure and all that we have that can please us in multiple ways. You only can be pleased in one way. In the sense of your body parts. Like, I'm not saying like you can't use other parts of your body or like you might not be attracted to other things. But I'm saying like we have multiple pleasurable like areas.
I mean, guys do too.
With nerves. Not everything have a nerve on your body. I'm trying to phrase this in a way where it doesn't seem to. Because we have nerves in different ways. You all don't. Now you may have nerve in one particular item.
I think it's two. I think they have two.
Okay, two. Okay, you do. Yeah. Okay, two. I'll give you two.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have multiple. We have multiple things with nerves.
Yeah.
And there's my example. I'm trying to keep this PG, but I can get really not so PG with this.
Yeah, I wish there was a person that experienced both and they could just tell us, but
we don't have that.
We don't have that. Yeah.
We won't ever know unless we, change that up. Because to me, I wouldn't want someone who just experienced it who's like bisexual, but I also want someone who's experienced because they have a different body part to know mentally. Because that is my number one question. Like all candid honesty, I always ask guys, what does it feel like? I mean, I can never get the answer that I feel like is
because
satisfying.
it can't be described.
And that's exactly what they tell me every single time. It's ridiculous how you cannot describe something that's so amazing.
We can describe ice cream. We can describe this ride.
Increase your vocabulary.
we can describe like how like good that game was. But this, would not do it justice.
I get that answer
to describe
every
it would not do it justice.
I hate that answer. Like that is
the answer would be inadequate. If we just said, it's just so great, amazing, that would be an inadequate answer.
I don't understand how you can answer it. I just don't. I will not be able to understand. Like you can't find any analogy in the world, like any experience in your life to be like, it's like having, I don't know, let me see an example. Oh, it's like having cheesecake and top it with strawberry. I don't know. I'm just giving some crazy analogy, but I'm just saying you can't find anything to compare it to and then say, is that 12 times better? Or then tack on and say, have you ever experienced the adrenaline on a roller coaster? And then, you know, like, you can't give me nothing, but just say it's incomparable. I can't.
Yeah, because, I mean,
I can't.
It wiped you out. I mean.
Got it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that it didn't wipe you out. I just said, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? Describe the feeling or the euphoric moment. No one can do that for me.
I mean, I think if I thought real hard, it's possible.
Tell me.
I could come up with something.
Like, how do you describe that moment? How do you describe an extremely pleasurable moment or your most pleasurable moment in life? Because I'm sure you remember it, right?
Yeah, I mean.
So then you should be able to describe it.
Right. I mean, it's hard to describe because it's like you're releasing something that
you didn't know was there to release. Got it.
But the feeling that you're experiencing it, there's nothing to compare it to because that's the only.
I get that. So right. I get that it may be incomparable because of that experience is so amazing and awesome. Right. But when I say compare, I'm not saying get it to the T of it 100%. Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, give me something that's comparable. You know what I mean? Like, it don't have to be that experience to what it feels like at that moment of, well, I compared it to eating ice cream on a summer day. No, I'm not talking about it like that. I'm saying it like compared to some experience that was amazing to you. Because I will believe that everyone's comparison would still be different. You know, like your comparison wouldn't be the same as another guy's.
Right. No.
You know what I mean?
It will be different, but and the fashion that you have it matters too.
The fashion that you have it, what does that mean?
The fashion that you have it. I mean, where are you? Where's the releasing point being taken place? I think that plays a part.
Like the location?
The location plays a part. The temperature of the room plays a part. How stressful your day was plays a part.
So if you can remember all those things,
I mean, all that thing.
Why can't you?
Yeah, and there's no such. Well, I about to say there's no such thing as a bad orgasm, but
there is a such thing as a bad orgasm. There's such thing as a not so pleasurable orgasm.
There's an incomplete. It can like not get fully downloaded. Like only 70% downloaded. Then it's like
that happens with women too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. I just want you to understand that just because we don't have the same body parts, don't mean that we don't experience similar, have similar experiences.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but I just don't. I don't know. Like,
you just think men are superior when it comes to their pleasurable experience in women.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's superior. I just want to know who's feel better.
Who's feel better?
Yeah.
Tell us, coworkers.
right. But they don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Who do you think has the most pleasurable experience, men or women? Tell us, coworkers. Yeah. Men or women?
Yeah, and this you call us on the hotline on this one because I want to know.
I want to know too. We might have to go live, find a way to kind of like.
Yeah. So I want
to get this answer out of people or a better description from some people since we can't seem to get one.
I mean, I'm sure somebody's gonna give some good, clever.
Clever.
Yeah, descriptions.
Okay. Well, I think we should close out with that.
Yeah, sure.
Who's better?
Yeah.
Men or women? Orgasms.
Right.
We might have to start the show off next week with that.
Yeah.
Well, guess that's the question of the day.
Yes, and remember, we still have the work crisis hotline at 202-643-9015.
Yes, call us.
Let us know your
Text
drama,
us.
but then also,
Email us.
Email us, yes, and engage with us so we can see what's going on with you guys at work, as well as what are your thoughts about the topics for today.
Yes. So until next time, coworkers. That's all for today's episode of Work Spouse.
We would love for you to subscribe and leave a review. We welcome all feedback.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WorksPousePod or email us with any questions at thyworkspouse@gmail.com. That's THYWORKSPOUSE@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe for updates on future shows.
Until next time, coworkers.